Hey guys, welcome to Series World. Today I'm going to explain a teen drama series called Raising Voices from 2024. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The fourth episode opens with Alma braiding Nada's hair while gossiping. But Nada's attention changes to Alberto, who's walking past her. She asks Alma about him, and he's a transfer student here. Nada keeps staring at him, and Alberto also notices her and winks at her. The scene cuts to Alma posting on Instagram how she blames herself for what happened to her. Back to Nada, she's now leaving the place where she came with Alberto to spend Valentine's. Alberto follows her, but she rejects him. She's waiting at the bus stop alone when a creepy man comes up to her. Nada is telling all of this to Alma while they're smoking. Alma tells her that she deserves better than this guy who doesn't even care about her feelings. They then return to the classroom. The scene changes to Alma going to her mom in the evening after her study to get her phone. Vero agrees, but she can only use it for 10 minutes. Alma takes the phone and sees the picture she was sent. She remembers waking up naked and looking around the room. Alma stops thinking about this and starts FaceTiming Greta. She tells Greta that she can only talk for 10 minutes, but all this free time has given her a chance to study a bit, and she's even started reading. Greta asks her what she's reading, and she replies that it's the letter Greta wrote to her. They were really nice. After they're done talking, Alma tells her not to worry about her as she's okay. After cutting the call with Greta, Alma goes outside and enters the storage room. She finds her childhood storybook, which her dad used to read to her. Pablo also comes there to clean some stuff and asks Alma which ones she's going to keep because they need to throw out some stuff. Alma gets upset hearing this and leaves the place, taking her stuff with her. Meanwhile, Greta has gone to the weed plantation and stolen a packet of weed. She then goes to Mare's place, and they start smoking and drinking in Mare's living room. Mare starts chatting with her about different things, but Greta is busy imagining making out with Mare. Greta comes back to reality when Mare starts calling her name. She tells her that Greta might have other things to do tonight, so they should meet again next week. The scene cuts to Nata, and her mom is telling her to go pick up her brother from his friend's house. In the friend's house, Nata notices lingerie, and an idea comes to her mind. She texts this to Alberto. The scene cuts to Vero watching her children playing in the backyard. While having lunch, Vero tells Alma that they'd like to take her shopping as she's been acting like a nice girl. Alma denies and says that she has a lot to study so she can't go. Instead, she asks her dad whether she can invite Greta over today. Pablo agrees. The scene cuts to Greta, Alma, and Berta watching mukbang videos. Berta is forcing them to watch these videos because they're her favorite, but the other two are not impressed. At some point, Berta tries to take Alma's phone to look for something, but Alma gets overprotective of her phone. Greta notices this weird behavior but doesn't say anything. The scene changes to Nada and Alberto breaking into her brother's friend's home. No one is home, so Nada and Alberto take this chance to spend some alone time there. Back to Berta, she asks Alma where the restroom is, and Alma tells her to go to the hallway. Instead of going to the restroom, Berta starts sneaking around the house. Vero finds her inside one of the rooms and gets suspicious. Anyway, she shows her where the restroom is, and Berta leaves. Back to Alberto, he's now done placing dinner on the table. Nata comes downstairs in a robe. Alberto asks her why she didn't wear something, and she opens the robe, revealing lingerie. After dinner is done, Alberto takes her upstairs, and finally, they make passionate love. The scene changes to Alma telling Greta how she feels so embarrassed that she tried to jump on David, how she couldn't see that he's not into her. Greta tells her that it's not her fault. She's the sweetest girl to Greta. Alma knows this too, but she still feels like this. Greta tells her to stop talking about David and stop feeling like this. Back to Nada, they change their clothes and get ready to leave. Alberto asks her what they're going to do about the house. Nada starts breaking things in the house, and Alberto joins her too. They vandalize the whole house and even light it on fire. The scene changes to Alma going to school the next day. She gets a picture of a man's private part from that account. She tries to ignore it but can't. She faces Hernan and asks whether they are talking about her. Hernan is confused about why Alma is acting like this, and Alma wants to know whether Hernan is trying to take some kind of sick revenge on her. Hernan still doesn't understand what she's saying, and Alma leaves. She goes to the restroom and sees that two girls are taking sexy photos of themselves. Alma feels sick. She goes inside one of the stalls and deletes all the suggestive pictures she took with Nada and Greta. She also sees the nude picture that man sent again, and gets flashbacks of being assaulted. In class, Alma can't focus at all. After class ends, her teacher comes up to her and tells her that she passed the economics exam. He motivates her, saying she's doing great and went beyond his expectations. This makes Alma happy. On the bus on her way back home, Alma looks depressed. Alberto notices this and asks Nada what's happening with her. But Nada also doesn't know. Alberto starts bad-mouthing Alma, and Nada stops him. Meanwhile, Greta is getting ready to leave the house when David stops her and asks about Alma. Greta tells him that she's doing fine. David asks her whether she took weed from him. Greta tells him that she took only a little. David is confused because a lot of it is missing. The scene changes to Greta chatting with Mare while sitting on the couch in front of the fireplace. They talk about literature and everything that comes to mind. While rolling a joint, Mare asks Greta about her other customers. Greta admits that she doesn't have any specific customers and only shares with people she likes. She then confirms to Mare that she indeed likes her. They start subtly flirting with each other. The next day, Alma's brother is seen jumping on her to wake her up, as it's his birthday today. Alma also gets up and the house is full of guests. Greta also arrives at the party, and Alma takes her to a quiet place beside the pool. Greta finally tells Alma about Mare and how she likes her so much. The scene cuts to Berta's mom fighting with her dad over the phone. Berta can't take it anymore, so she decides to go to her friend Lily's place. Meanwhile, Greta and Alma are at the party, eating cake. Alma takes a piece of cake to her dad and his friend. She tells them that she made the cake. After giving the cake, Alma asks Pablo whether she could go for a walk with Greta. Pablo thinks for a moment and agrees. While walking, Alma opens up to Greta about what's happening in her life. She tells her about the texts and the nude pictures, but she doesn't know who is behind this account. Greta asks her to tell everything that happened. Alma agrees. After Greta leaves to get their coats, Hernan comes up to Alma. Alma doesn't want to face Greta or her brother, so she decides to leave with Hernan, mainly because she was under the influence of Molly. He takes her to his place, and they do it there. Alma's memory is hazy, but after waking up in the morning, she starts feeling really disgusting and runs away from there. Alma starts crying and tells Greta that she doesn't know how to cope with this. Greta tells her to call Hernan and meet up with him now to discuss everything. The scene cuts to Berta, and she's at her friend's house. She tells them that she has to go to the restroom and leaves the room. Instead of going to the restroom, she starts sneaking around the house and steals some pills, then goes back. Meanwhile, Greta and Alma have gone to the park to meet Hernan. They confront Hernan about the pictures, and Hernan denies taking or sending them. Alma even checks his phone and doesn't find anything there. Still, they are not satisfied with Hernan because he took advantage of Alma when she was wasted on drugs. If he were a true friend, he would have left her at her front door. All of Alma's friends agree that what he did was not very friend-like. Hernan then leaves the place. Alma and Greta also leave. The scene cuts to Nata and Alberto getting off the bus and going to her house. On their way, they see that there are police at the house they vandalized. They carefully walk past the house. Back to Berta, she's putting the stolen pills in her little bag full of pills. The scene changes to Alma and Greta on the bus going back home. Alma tells Greta that she doesn't think Hernan did this and is confused about who is doing this to her. The scene cuts to Alberto jerking off to someone's picture. After he's done, we see that it was none other than Alma's picture. That's how today's episode ends. To watch more explanations of these kinds of series, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.